kindergarten friends, we just finished reading the story The Mitten by one of my favorite authors and illustrators, Jan Brett. And as we read this story, I told you you'd be writing about your very favorite character in the story. You'll remember the characters are the people or the animals in the story. And so we've got that snowshoe rabbit, we've got the fox, or the badger, or the hedgehog. We've got that little mole and the owl with those glinty talons, and we've got the bear and the mouse. Remember, the mouse is the one who made the bear sneeze at the end, and they all blew right out of the mitten. So friends, I want you to think about your favorite character. I am going to choose to write about the fox. And I just happen to like the fox because he reminds me of the fox in those gingerbread man stories, and we know that the fox was very sassy in those stories. So I'm going to choose to write about the fox. And I know that when good writers write, they make a plan for their writing before they write. So I'm going to write the sentence, I like the fox. And we know that a sentence is just a group of words. Let's say it one more time and count the words in that sentence. I like the fox. How many words is that? 4 words. So I need 4 lines. 1 line for each word. Okay, I'm going to say it as I put it down. Don't forget that finger space. Like, Now, am I going to have room to put the over here? Looks like it might be a little bit squishy after my finger space. So what I'm going to do is drop down and come over here. The finger space, fox. Okay, now I'm going to put my punctuation in right away, because otherwise, once I get going with my ideas, I might forget to put in my period or my exclamation mark. I'm going to choose a period. I don't think I'm that excited about this, so I'm not going to use an exclamation mark for a strong voice. I'm just going to make it a telling sentence with a period. And I'm going to start my writing. I. Now, we know how to spell I because that is one of our sight words. And we know that when I is by itself, it's always a capital. Plus, it's at the beginning of the sentence. So we want to make sure we use a capital. I like. Let's stretch that word out. Ooh, I like. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's L. And I'm going to use a lowercase l because I'm in the middle of a sentence. Only one capital in a sentence comes at the very beginning. Ooh, I. Ooh, that's letter I saying its name. Ooh, I. Now, that could be a C or a K. I think I'm going to choose a K. Down, pick it up, in, out. Now, I'm not sure what comes next in my writing, so I need to go back and reread to figure out what comes next. I like the. I don't have to sound that word out at all because that is one of our sight words. Don't forget, friends, you may go to the word wall and get the off the word wall. If that helps you, just remember to put it back when you're done so other friends can use it. T-H-E, the. Okay, time to go back and reread. I like the fox. Let's stretch that word out. Fox. Fox. That's the floppy fish sound. F. Push up, down, pick it up, cross it. Ah, that's the doctor. O says ah. Ah, x, x, x. Play your cymbal. X, x, x. That's X that says x, x, x. Slide over, slide back. Do you hear anything else in ah, x? I think that's it. Let's go back and reread one more time just to make sure my sentence makes sense and I didn't miss any words. I like the fox. Got him. Okay, now I'm going to draw my picture to match my word, or to match my words of my fox. So here's my fox, and I'm not exactly sure how to do a fox, so what I'm going to do is just do the very best that I can. Here's my fox. you know what? That's kind of a boring picture right now, isn't it? Because there's just a fox sort of floating in the middle of space. So I'm going to look over at that book, and that book is set in the winter time with lots of snow, and that's why that white mitten gets lost in the first place. So I'm going to draw lots of snow on the ground. Now, of course, if I was using crayons, I would use all different colors, but because I'm drawing on my whiteboard and I have to use special markers, I'm just going to use this one color. When you're drawing in your journal, you'll be using lots of different colors with your crayons. And I know there's lots of snowy covered trees. Fill in my background, make that picture more interesting for the person who's reading my writing to look at. There we go. And let's see, looking over at that book. Oh yeah, there's lots of trees. I'm going to draw some more trees even in my picture. There we go. And they're kind of overlapping. That means they're going a little bit on top of each other. When trees are in a forest, that's what they do. All right, and then I think I'm going to draw some snow falling down. Look at how much more interesting that picture is when it's got all that background in it. And then right here, I'm going to draw the mitten that got lost. And it's all stretched out now because all those animals were sleeping in it. All right, kindergarten friends, it's time for you to go back to your journals and write. Remember, you're writing about your favorite character in Jan Brett's story, The Mitten. You could choose to write, I like the bear. I like the fox. I like the owl. I like the snowshoe rabbit. I like the badger. I like the mouse. You can choose your character. Make sure you use a complete sentence and finger spaces between your words. Listen for your name. When I call you, you're going to tiptoe to your journal.